So like most of you, I started watching Batman the Cape Crusader, saw the first few episodes, and I wanted to give you a couple of my initial thoughts. So I'm going to be sharing with you my 3 things that I really like and 3 things that I dislike about the show. And spoiler alert, you're not going to like my last dislike because it's directed at you. So I will be doing full episode by episode reviews like you're accustomed to on this channel, but I wanted to give you some of my initial thoughts on the show. And I have 3 things that I like, 3 things I don't like, and I'm going to kind of bounce back and forth. And first and foremost, the thing that I really love about the show and the thing that I was most excited about is the style and the design of the show. Obviously, it's Bruce Timm, so we're familiar with him from Batman the Animated Series, which I grew up watching, so that is my iconic, ideal Batman. And so I love the new character designs. I love the look of Batman. I love the cityscape. It's enough that plays homage to the original series without just being a recreation or a continuation, sort of like what we're seeing from X-Men 97. So I really like that. The thing I don't like about that is the animation style, the actual animation, the actual movement. And this is a trend, and I see this in a lot of the shows, so this isn't necessarily just a critique of Batman Cape Crusader, but it's that kind of 2D recreated animation style that's done in a computer. It's computer animation, but it's done in a 2D style. I think the first show that I really took note of this was Archer, but I see it across the board. Anytime, really, that they're doing 2D animation, it's not hand-drawn. I mean, it's hand-drawn in a computer, but the animation is just, it's a little too smooth, it's a little too realistic, and it just doesn't have that, and again, I'm nostalgic, I'm old-fashioned, but it doesn't have that charm and kind of imperfected quality that you see with the, the 90s hand-drawn animation style that I grew up on.
We're gonna take him down.
The other thing that I really like, which again was something that I was very excited about seeing, and I honestly, when I heard this initially, I didn't think that they were really gonna do it, and that is having it set in the 1930s and 40s. The sort of, they don't say the specific date, but that kind of era. I love the 30s and 40s. And obviously, the original Batman series, which was influenced by the Max Fletcher cartoons, those are set in that time period because that's when they were made. So there's certainly a lot of nods to that in the old series, but still some new tech. This really fully leaned into that setting of the 1940s and even that time period of Batman. The style and the look of him is like he was originally in the comic books. And I love that. I love that sort of, he's new and fresh on the scene. People aren't sure how to take him. Is he good? Is he bad? Those sort of things. It makes for a really great setting. What I don't like is some of the stories that ends up creating.
Kings don't run this court anymore.
I like that they lean into some of the stories, that there isn't like high-tech things and kind of sci-fi sort of stories. But honestly, it's just the quality of the writing is okay. There's nothing real dynamic. There's nothing real, especially like the hooks that kind of start the episodes off. There's nothing that really makes you go, ooh, this is going to be a good one. It's a lot of new interpretations. We kind of switched roles of characters around a little bit, which I like. But it's just the quality of the stories. We don't have those real kind of stories that we saw in the original series that were like so gripping and emotional. And at least, I'll be honest with you, I haven't watched all the episodes yet, but I'm working through the series and so far there hasn't been any stories that I've been like, oh wow, this is such good writing. So that's something that I struggle with a little bit.
This is a losing battle.
The third thing that I really like about the show is that it's being made. I mean, this is a 2D style animated Batman show geared for an older audience. I love it. I love that we live in a day and age where we can watch this show and that it's being made. Now, I know there was some trouble. It didn't get picked up by Max, and then it had to go to Prime and all of that sort of thing, which okay, that's a bit of a sticky spot. I wish it was on Max, but It's being made. It's here. We can watch it. We can enjoy it. We, you know, it's all there. You know, all 10 episodes dropped. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, that there's a season 2 coming out. I love that. You know, when I was a kid, I would have loved to have more superhero cartoons. And we live in a day and age where there's so much of that out there.
This man is not a hero, he's a criminal.
Having said that, my third and final dislike that you may not be too crazy to hear, but my biggest dislike is a lot of the feedback, a lot of the comments, a lot of the commentary that the fans are offering. I refer you back to my last point. This show is being made. I would be remiss. My 10-year-old self would be very disappointed in me to hear me complaining about a Batman cartoon that is coming out. So, is it everything that the old animated series show was? No, nor would I want it to be. Those shows, those episodes of Batman the Animated Series are nearly perfect. And I still watch them. I'll pop them on here and there, you know, and I love them. And I can continue to enjoy them. I have them all on Blu-ray, I have them all on DVD, and now I have them all on streaming. I can watch them, you know, several different ways. And they hold up. There is nothing dated about them. For the most part, there's a few, but for the most part, they hold up. They're timeless. They're just great. And if I want to watch that, I'm going to watch that. Yes, I, like you, I make comparisons to this show like I did to Batman the Animated Series, because that's the true form of Batman that I grew up on. But we are all being a little too hard on this show. I tried really hard to go into this just watching it as a new show. I knew it was not going to hold up in my mind as Batman the Animated Series, the original show. But that wouldn't work. I wouldn't want them to just recreate that show. Because like I said, it worked. That show still exists. It still is what's great. And if I wanted them to just remake it, what's the point, right? So this show is something new. It's something different. And I think it really blends the two worlds of taking what worked well in the Batman the Animated Series and kind of elevated that design, moved it to the next steps, but then is telling different stories. Yes, I don't think the quality of the writing is quite what I want it to be, but they're still enjoyable. They're fun. It's 1940s. It's Batman. He's beating up villains. We see Penguin and Clayface and these great Catwoman and Harvey Dent and Two-Face. I mean, we see the classic villains in a classic backdrop. Bruce Timm animation. It's fun. It's a fun show. Go easy on it, okay? And I would recommend too, watch it and then refresh your mind and go, okay, this is what the show is, and then go back and rewatch it. It's, you know, what, 4.5 hours of your time? Like, just, you know, enjoy it for what it is. Don't be so hard on it, because if we continue to push against things like this, they're going to stop making it. We are the target audience. We are the ones that are going to enjoy this show the most. And so go easy on it. Enjoy it for what it is. And if it's not your thing, then watch the old Batman series or watch Batman Beyond or whatever it is that you grow up on. But that's it. That's my public service announcement.
Well, he's breaking the law, ain't he?
But my initial thoughts, I'm enjoying it. And it is a fun show to watch. I have some more episodes to go. I'm working on recording episode by episode reviews, so be sure to subscribe so you can see that. And by all means, click the screen where the video is showing so that you can see more content of Batman. And I'll see you soon. Cheers.